GTA 5 was wild, ambitious, and chaotic, but juggling 3 characters, 3 backstories, and 3 competing arcs made it hard to emotionally connect with any one of them. Then Red Dead Redemption 2 dropped, and suddenly your choices mattered. Your honors shaped how people remembered you, and the story hit harder because you had to live with the consequences. Now all eyes are on GTA 6, and the question remains, what kind of story are we walking into this time? I've pulled 3 grounded, brutal, and surprisingly believable theories. Most of them came straight from the comments section, and honestly, some of them got me thinking, we may be in for a big surprise. I'm Sav, this ain't your average YouTube clickbait, let's dive in. Okay, so if you're tired of all the clickbait flooding GTA YouTube right now, you can actually do something about it. Hit subscribe while you're watching this video and help push real, grounded content to the top of your feed. And it's worth noting that only 7% of people watching this video right now are actually subscribed. Now, hurt feelings aside, I'll do my best to make it worth your while every single video. Now, before we dive into the theories, let's just lay out what we actually know from Rockstar, according to the official site. Jason and Lucia are trying to escape the criminal world. A score goes wrong and drags them into a massive conspiracy across Leonida. They're forced to then rely on each other just to survive. Jason seems to want an easy life, but keeps getting pulled in deeper, and Lucia is smart, driven, and fully committed to her plan. So everything we theorize has to work inside that frame.
She's going to be the reason something happens, bro. And I feel like that's where we're going to be able to, like, dang, like, Jason wanted to leave, but she's the reason, like, he kept getting messed up. Like, bro, freak that girl. But it's the same time, it's going to be like, Jason chose to, you know, help out. He didn't have to. Lucia, Ben told him to leave multiple times, but he kept staying. So it's going to be hard to choose. You can't get mad at any of them because it's the choices in that game and the choices that you make as a player playing the game. So that's why I feel like it's going to be real hard.
Because Rockstar already gave us the rules. So with that in mind, let's talk about the first theory. This one's about a conscious choice. Jason makes a deal and sacrifices his own freedom to get Lucia out. But that decision traps them both in a web of consequences that he didn't see coming. Here's how it could play out. Jason gets picked up early, maybe for running with drug runners and the keys, like his backstory suggests. Instead of serving time, he flips. He agrees to help the cops with something off the books, and in return, Lucia walks free. No charges, just house arrest. And we can see Lucia's ankle monitor in the trailers to back it up. And then
But Lucia doesn't know about it. And when she does find out about it, she doesn't look at Jason the same, like she crossed him or something. Like, you're an op. Like, no. And that's when it's like, she's going to turn on him. And say, bro, that's freaking insane, bro. That's insane. I don't know. That's perfect. That's a perfect theory. Jason's dirty deal. Wow.
Trailer 2, we see this exchange. Now this to me feels loaded. If Jason had already been booked on something earlier, this could be Rockstar sliding in that backstory quietly. Lucia's release is credited to sheer luck, and Jason is described as someone who wants an easy life but keeps getting dragged in deeper, and that could be because of the deal that he made, and is now hiding from Lucia. Rockstar has used dirty freedom arcs before. Michael made a deal with the FIB in GTA 5, and in the original Red Dead, John Marston made a deal with the Pinkertons. And in the real world, the DEA flips suspects all the time, letting them keep operating in exchange for intel or bigger targets. And here's a great comment from King Scrub 3386. He said, I kinda like the idea that Jason is somehow working.
So this guy said, I kinda like the idea that Jason is somehow working with the cops and he's pulling some jobs for them in exchange for Lucia getting out. Then they get into the big juicy jobs and end up evading the cops while committing various ill deeds across Leonida. And then the cops, literally a Bonnie and Clyde story, and then the cops find out it's them and they go after them too. Bro, that's... Alright, we just have to wait till the game comes out. That's all we can do. It's just hope.
With the cops, and he's pulling some jobs for them in exchange for Lucia getting out. Then they get into the big juicy jobs and end up evading the cops while committing various ill deeds across Leonida. Jason's not a mastermind, he's desperate. Lucia seems focused and calculated, committed to her plan no matter what it takes. While she's pushing forward, Jason might be trying to hold everything together by playing both sides. If there's a final job, one Jason didn't sign up for, it could force the player to have to choose. Do we burn Lucia or burn the feds? I'm going to give this one a 9.5 out of 10.
That's
the theory fits
perfect,
Rockstar's
bro.
writing, is reinforced by trailer
Perfect
details,
right there.
and
I
adds
like
real
that.
emotional weight. If this is true, GTA 6 becomes a race against the Fallout. Now the next theory hits that classic Rockstar territory. This one has to do with Bonnie and Clyde, but with a modern twist.
Yes.
And here's how Tank Dogization put it. He said, Romeo and Juliet crime story. Now that's a pretty short comment, but it nails the vibe. Jason and Lucia aren't trying to necessarily rule the streets, they're just trying to get out. But this is Vice City. It's the sunniest place in America and also one of the darkest. Everyone here has something to gain and even more to lose. And the official site says that an easy score goes sideways, pulling them into a criminal conspiracy stretching across Leonida. They're forced to rely on each other just to survive. So maybe this isn't just about escape, maybe it's about surviving long enough to even have that as an option. Maybe Jason and Lucia set a goal. Maybe if they can stack up enough cash, they can vanish. No more favors owed, no more heat, just freedom. But nothing in Leonida is clean. Jason wants the easy life and Lucia's committed to her plan. That mix, desire and desperation, pulls them much deeper, to where now they're dealing with bigger risks, crew drama, heavier firepower, and more heat.
Yeah.
Every decision starts to become harder to walk back. Maybe the money isn't enough. Maybe they don't agree on what happens afterwards. Or maybe the ending hits no matter what you choose. A final shootout soaked in the neon lights of downtown Vice City. There's a strong echo of Dutch's gang in Red Dead Redemption 2. The promise of one last score just kept them going until everything collapsed. Rockstar loves stories built on the illusion of escape. Jason and Lucia could be caught in the same spiral. The question is, will they break the cycle or just repeat it? And let's be real, this could be Rockstar's...
But I feel like you'll have the option to do that. Cross each other or... like not. You know what I mean? My bad. My hair.
Bonnie and Clyde. You might escape with everything or lose it all. One or both of them could even die. And maybe that's the whole point. We know how it ended for the real Bonnie and Clyde. And in case you didn't, here's a picture of the bullet-riddled car still on display at Buffalo Bill's Resort and Casino in Primm, Nevada. And if that's where this is going, it could all end in fire, headlines, and legend status. But here's the twist. As long as there aren't any other playable characters in the game, then we'll still have to play as Jason and Lucia after the story ends.
There's a third
so do they
secret
fake their
character, I'm
deaths,
saying.
echoing what Michael did in GTA 5? Or do they just deliver a big fish to the feds and buy their way out? Or maybe they just go Dutch and shoot fellers as need shooting. Personally, option 3 sounds more fun. So before we jump into the final theory, I just want to take a quick second and say thank you to everyone who's joined the channel as a member. The memberships are growing fast. To GTA 6 isn't something that you choose. What if it's something you've been building from the very beginning of the game? Not through dialogue wheels, not in flashy other way. All right.
So, he's saying that this is the best theory. Let's hear it.
What if the ending to GTA 6 isn't something that you choose? What if it's something you've been building from the very beginning of the game? Not through dialogue wheels, not in flashy cutscenes, but how you treat each other. The entire story hinges on how Jason and Lucia work together or fall apart. And Rockstar might be tracking every small interaction. Did you split the take fairly? Do you have their back in an emergency? Did you spend enough time with them? These are just the quiet decisions that you barely notice until the game makes them matter in the end. And when everything collapses, maybe there's not a warning or cut to black, no final choice. The game just gives you the ending that you earned, the one that you deserve. And Rockstar's already laid the groundwork for this. GTA 4 had the friendship system with phone calls, hangouts, and decisions that shaped who showed up for you in the end. Red Dead Redemption 2 tracked honor, hygiene, generosity at the camp, even how you treated your horse. This time it could come down to trust. Every action either builds it or chips away at it. Skip a partner request, you lose trust. Follow through on a promise, maybe you gain it. If the trust holds, maybe they escape together. If it starts to crack, one of them might walk away or die. And if it fully breaks, maybe nobody makes it out alive. Dates, affection, and romance might all impact your bond. There could even be side activities designed that keep that relationship strong when it matters most. I broke all this down in more detail in a previous video, but the core idea is that your effectiveness as a duo depends on trust. That's been hinted at, leaked, and speculated on for a while now. And honestly, what Rockstar pulled off with similar systems in Red Dead Redemption 2, I'd be stunned if GTA 6 didn't have something similar tracking your bond behind the scenes. Arthur didn't just die in Red Dead Redemption 2, he was remembered, how he lived, shaped, and what people said after he was gone. I've talked about Arthur's death a lot, and it's because it hit me. The choices I made shaped how he'd be remembered. That stuck with me. If GTA 6 can deliver even a fraction of that emotional depth, Rockstar has something special on their hands. And they've already got the tools, and the blueprint is there, which is why I'm giving this theory a score of 9.9 out of 10. I'd be shocked if we don't see a system like this in the final game. All right, drop a
Perfect.
green heart in the
Like, comment, subscribe. We're up next. Perfect. This dude's getting a subscription from me. Like, comment, subscribe. We're up next.